Graduating is hard. Anyone who says it isn't is lying to you. Because whether you have a job or not, it is such a big change. You lose your student identity, you kind of lose your day-to-day purpose, you're suddenly moving away from all your good friends. You're out of the beautiful uni bubble, you suddenly enter the pressures of adulthood. Maybe you have this giant uni loan like strapped around your neck trying to strangle you, and it's just hard. It's a big change. But it doesn't mean that you have to fall into a rut. It doesn't, I promise. Welcome to the post-uni survival guide that I wish I had had a few months ago. I promise this is gonna help you if you're struggling with the post-uni period. Hi guys, my name is Jade and I just graduated in May from my absolute dream university. I loved my experience so much and I came out of uni with no real defined path. I'm not gonna be a doctor, I'm not gonna be an accountant, which means I have a lot to figure out, and the last few months have been very uncertain. I moved back home to my little hometown with my parents and it's been hard. It's not been an easy transition, if I'm honest. I've been an uncertain and existential little bean. But I have learned a lot and I have so much advice that I wish I could just impart into everyone who is graduating, especially those who don't have a defined path yet. So I genuinely hope that this helps you, especially if you're struggling, because you've got this. This period is so tough, but you can and you will get through it, and you don't need to fall into a rut. We've got this. We're gonna be thriving eventually. We've got this. Okay, firstly, you need to let yourself mourn and process the loss of your university experience. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you can just end university, move straight into a new phase of life, like whether it's into your job or just like the next stage, and just think that you'll be okay. Because for most graduates, they end up missing uni or just struggling a bit at the start. And so the more that you can make the time to sit with yourself and really process in whatever way is best for you. For me, I really like journaling, like just recapping every year of uni. What were your highlights? What were your biggest struggles of each year? What were your biggest things that you learned about yourself? Who were your favorite people? Why were they so meaningful to you? What were your favorite experiences? What do you think you're gonna miss the most? How can you maybe bring those things that you're gonna miss into your adult life? Let yourself feel the feelings, because that makes it so much easier to move on. Like guys, you're basically going through a breakup. You are breaking up with your student self. So like really reminisce, feel the feelings and process it all. Little tip, I have a playlist from every semester of university and I would just go through and listen to each playlist and like let the memories come back. Like let the memories of that awful toxic relationship that didn't serve me come back. Let the amazing memories of, you know, being out with my gals and just like having a wonderful evening together. Like let all of the things flood back into your memory and appreciate them for what they were. Number 2, okay, yes, I understand we've got to mourn, we've got to process, we're going through a tough time. But guys, more than anything, to be happy, you need 2 things. You need a routine and you need a purpose. Do not let yourself, now that you finally have the time, you don't have the structure and pressure of deadlines at uni, do not let yourself be that person who now stays up until like 4 AM scrolling, absolute doom scrolling, wakes up at weird times every day, has no sleep schedule, doesn't do anything with their day, just feels lost all the time but doesn't do anything about it. That is how you fall deeper into a rut. That is not productive, that is not helping you. Sadness is wonderful. I want you to feel your sadness. I want you to mourn your university experience. But I do not want you to let that sadness turn into negative thinking and turn into routines that don't serve you. I don't care what you do. You can do anything, but you need a purpose. For example, get a little job at your local cafe or bar. Dedicate yourself to learning on an e-course or learning a language. Work remotely, find a new job, learn loads of skills, work with a team. Dedicate yourself to the job search and make a big spreadsheet, and every single day think about, you know, okay, I'm gonna apply to like minimum 2 jobs today. I'm gonna work on my cover letter, I'm gonna work on my CV, I'm gonna reach out to X number of people on LinkedIn, I'm gonna search job boards for at least 1 hour a day. Just give yourself goals and purpose, because that is what makes you feel happy day to day. University gave you a purpose, but now you need to give yourself purpose. Because the beauty is, once you've got a consistent purpose, it is a lot easier to now get a consistent routine. Routines are how you look after yourself. You know, doing your exercise, eating healthily, seeing people you love. You are only as good as your health. If your health falls, your motivation falls, your ability to change your life falls. And I know it is so hard. Routines can be exhausting, especially when you don't have anything external forcing you to do those routines. But I promise you to not let yourself fall into a rut. You've gotta motivate yourself to get your life together, you know? For me, my purpose is this YouTube channel. Like, I have just dedicated myself every day to editing more, to challenging myself to make better edited short form content. Like, really just treating this as something that I can do every single day that gets me out of bed and keeps me doing things. Also, earning money gives you the independence and freedom to change your life. Money is not everything. Capitalism is not the best system in the world, as we all know, but money does empower you. Financial freedom empowers you. So any way that you can start making money, I promise will lift your entire mental health and spirits. Also, if you're watching this and you're still at uni, I would really recommend doing internships over summer, just so that when uni finishes, it is a lot easier for you to get a job because you've already started the transition into work, you've already got some contacts. Number 3 is therapy. This has helped me so much. I started therapy in January with this amazing online service called BetterHelp, and this video is actually a paid partnership with BetterHelp, which is just such a dream because I love my therapists on there. But yeah, I have weekly therapy sessions where I just talk about my mental health, my struggles of the week, my often lack of motivation, things that I'm missing from uni, you know, my fears, my struggles, and having a place to come and just talk in an unjudged manner is so helpful, especially when you're struggling. So yeah, I highly recommend therapy. I have genuinely loved my experience with BetterHelp. Like, I love it. It's an online therapy service. Their mission is to help make therapy accessible, which is great because it's all online, it's super flexible. You can choose the times that suit you and your schedule. I can do it from the comfort of my little bedroom at home. And what you do is when you sign up, you fill out a few questions and they will match you to the therapist who best suits you. And these therapists are credentialed, they have loads of experience. It takes just a few days to get one. And because therapy can be a bit like dating in that, you know, you might not find the right match straight away, you can actually super easily change therapists too. So I actually started with a therapist who didn't really fulfill my goals. Like, I just didn't vibe with her as much. She was a lovely person, but then it was super easy to change, like just a few clicks and boom, I've got a new therapist, and she has been so helpful and yeah, just very transformative this year. So yeah, I highly recommend giving it a go. Whether you have clinical mental health issues like depression or anxiety, or you're just a human navigating the difficulties of this world of graduating, then therapy is just, I would always say everyone should have therapy, to be honest. I know it's not always that easy, but there's nothing bad about it. It can only do you good. So yeah, if you're struggling, I would definitely recommend BetterHelp. You can find the link in my description, or you can visit betterhelp.com/unjadedjade. And yeah, I'm just super grateful for BetterHelp, not only helping me in my personal life, but for supporting this channel. Number 4, you need in-person community. You need friends, or you need family, or you need some people in your life to help you through this time and to hype you up and to validate you and to support that what you're doing is wonderful and helpful for yourself, especially if you don't have a job or much purpose right now. Personally, this has been one of the biggest difficulties of graduating, is coming from a very stable group of friends, a community who I absolutely loved. Every day I just felt happy and supported and not lonely and just great. And then going back to my little hometown where I don't have that many friends or people my age, and though I love my family and they were really supportive, like it's just not the same when you don't have a community of like-minded people around you. And it took me months to really internalize that finding community takes effort. It doesn't just happen. You've actually got to put the effort in. And so whether that is joining clubs or extracurricular activities in your area, anything that you like to do, like you actively have to go out and find that community. And I know that's like not a really sexy thing to hear. You kind of want these things to happen to you, but if you feel yourself falling into a rut, like I I promise you that finding like-minded people will make you feel better. So even as one tangible outcome from this video, just search up in your local area like a sport you like or an activity you like, and just find some people. Number 5, but having said that, keep in touch with your uni friends. I have spoken to so many people who've graduated uni and unfortunately lost touch with their friends because everyone scatters, people start jobs, life becomes hectic again. And if you drift too far, suddenly it often seems hard to pick it back up again and to now integrate into that person's life. So I really recommend making an effort. For example, my best friend from uni, she now lives in Vietnam. So we have a bit of a time difference between us and we're both kind of busy and hectic. But what has helped us so much is we have a recurring call in our Google Calendars every week. So without thinking, without having to text and set it up, every week we have an opportunity to just sit down and catch up, and that has been so wonderful, and I still feel connected to her, and I realised that I'm really not alone in my struggles since graduating because we're both feeling it. And we both had so many ups and downs, and it just makes me feel less alone. Also, this is not sponsored, but there's this amazing tool called Letterloop, which has changed my life and my friendship group's life. It's a service that will make a newsletter for you based on how you and your friends are doing. Once a month, I get sent a list of questions. I go on the website, I fill them in. Things like, oh, what was your favorite memory of this month? What are you struggling with most this month? What do you wish your friends knew about you this month? And I fill it in, takes 5 minutes. My friends all fill it in wherever they are in the world. And once a month, I get this collated newsletter of how my friends are doing, their life right now, and I literally look forward to receiving it in my inbox so much, and it's just a high level way to keep in touch with everyone, and then it's easier to like send them a text and be like, oh, I heard that you're struggling with this, how can I help? And yeah, it's just great. So definitely recommend putting that effort in to keep in touch with your loved uni friends. Number 6, you need constant inspiration, especially if you don't have much of a job or a purpose and you're just sitting at home, and especially if you're scrolling social media a lot. God, it is just easy to fall into a depressive little state if you are not constantly enlivening your life with inspiration. That looks like finding friends who inspire you, like-minded, incredible people. That looks like having role models, whether that is creators, whether that is people in the business world who you want a similar career to. That looks like going on LinkedIn and finding mentors in the industry that you want to go into. Say you want to become a teacher, finding a wonderful teacher who inspires you, a wonderful professor, and reaching out, asking, hey, can I have a 10-minute informational interview with you, and really pitching yourself as someone worthy of their time. And then, yeah, you just find yourself surrounded by amazing, inspirational people that you can keep learning from and giving your life the zest that it needs to keep working hard. Number 7, you need something to look forward to. Oh my gosh, especially if your life is very mundane and just seems to stretch out into infinity with no real plans or changes. Oh my God, that's a misery. That's how to make yourself feel sad, is when you have nothing to look forward to, like what you're living for, you know? So what does that look like? That can look like arranging a trip to go and see your uni friends. That can look like making travel plans. Like, I just moved to Lisbon, that was something I was looking forward to for like the last 2 months, and you know, slowly orientating my life towards this move. There's this amazing platform called Workaway where you can literally travel for free. In return for a few hours work, you can get free accommodation, free food. You can do everything from beekeeping to looking after a family's children to house sitting and caring for their plants. Last month, one of my best friends went to rural Austria and took care of some horses for a few hours a day in return for free everything. They even paid for her flight, and she just explored a lot of Austria, which was great. So there's definitely ways that you can travel on a budget and again, bring some zest into your post-grad life. Number 8 is remember that this is just another chapter of our grand and wonderful lives. Uncertainty and figuring it out is just as meaningful as the tangibly successful chapters. One day you will look back at yourself and be so proud that you navigated this and realize that you actually had to learn a lot about yourself in not letting yourself fall into a little rut of despair. Because equally, number 9, you are the only one who has the power to change your life. And that is both terrifying and really exciting, because you have ownership over how this life is lived. There is actually nothing stopping you moving abroad apart from your own brain. Like things like visas, you can get a visa. There are opportunities, always. You can get a job abroad. Like again, it might be a bit of effort, but it's always possible. If you're feeling lonely, it's within your power to go and meet people and to find friends. If you don't have that much money, it is within your power to work hard and get a job and to start your life again and you know, change that state. It's just about choosing to. It's about choosing to do something with your life and to not let yourself just wallow in this despair. But I know it's easy to wallow. We love a little bit of wallowing. At the end of the day, you're only in your 20s once. I know that sounds like such a grandma thing to say as someone who's also in their 20s, but it's kind of true. Like if you say you have a dream job or a dream life, like what better time than now to start creating it? Like to be bold and be daring and just try, rather than going for the thing that seems closest and easiest. Do something big that absolutely terrifies you, and I'm so sure that you're gonna learn from it either way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're in the post-uni crisis, I absolutely feel you. Even though I'm now in a sunnier place, I am still very much figuring out my life and learning along the way, trying not to let myself, you know, like wallow in my despair. But yeah, don't stress, you're doing enough, and it's all within your power. It's all within your power to change, and you've got this. And I just know that in like a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you'll look back and you'll just be so proud of yourself and how you did. So yeah, just keep going. My casual magic today is that I can still see the moon. Like it's coming up to midday and I can see this gorgeous outline of a half moon in the sky, and she's just watching me, I'm watching her. It's kind of cute. Let me know your tips for post-graduation era. Check out BetterHelp if you want therapy, and have a gorgeous rest of your day. Bye.